best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay? It's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon. What's better? They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a crypto asset. This entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid, right? Like, it's stupid. It's not 60% dominant. It's like 96% or 95% dominant, right? And you compare it as a crypto asset to a like kind of proof of work crypto network, right?
I know that you can feel the pulse, and this crypto's what you want. Look, fast to have in 6 to 12 months, can you imagine? That's just a sign of our passion to have Pulse Bitcoin be the attraction to switch to crypto, cause you all know the Pulse got your back from the get-go. 1-to-1 versions of the coin you need. Pulse Bitcoin runs that deep. You can feel the pulse. You can feel the pulse. I know that you can feel the pulse. 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 I know that you can feel the pulse. And this crypto's what you want. I know it seems scary, and you've been so wary. And Bitcoin ain't cheap, but let the pulse speak. Gotta thank Gunther for the opportunity to bring you this pulse in your time of need. You can feel the pulse. You can feel the pulse. I know that you can.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome,
hey,
guys.
Thanks for joining us. Are we live? We are live. Yeah,
We're live and ready.
Test. Everything's good.
Test. Can you hear us loud and clear? Thanks to everyone that commented in the comments there. We've got the original crew in the house. So yeah, hello and welcome everyone to the first stream, the official Pulse Bitcoin channel. We got some guests tonight. We got Pepe. You'll know and love him. We've got Liberty Walker, our whale, as it were, OG Bitcoiner. And obviously we've got host Sean and myself. Yeah, so first of all, we want to say thanks for everyone showing up. Thanks for the whole community. Big shout out to Hex Info, our main dev. He's a legend, not mentioned enough. Thank you to our admins. Thank you to our meme creators, our video creators. Thank you to our miners, our buyers, our holders. You're all so inspirational. You are all the reason why this token, this whole ecosystem is the DeFi. There you go, Pepe. It's the whole reason we are the DeFi project of 2022, right? So let's go. Sean?
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you, Sammy, for setting us up and, helping out with the stream. I'm really excited to the 2023 upcoming year. And when it comes down to it, I just want to get into it. I just hope you guys know, obviously, you know who Pepe is. He's one of our fearless community members who just goes up and does priceless work for all of us. So I really appreciate Pepe. If you guys don't know Liberty is a OG Bitcoiner who has some very intelligent aspects of what he talks about, things that he knows, and we're really grateful to have him as a part of our community. I'm really excited about this stream and just want to get into it. So yeah,
let's get into it. But what we're going to cover today, we're going to go over the journey so far, right? So April 20th, 420 baby, Hex Info launched PulseDoge, right? So we're going to go into a brief overview of each token. Obviously, we know the OGs are here, we know the miners are here, we know the holders are here, but on the repeat, people that don't know much about this ecosystem, we're going to do a brief overview of what the hell's going on. You know, why are we all making so much money? And we got some guests on, as you can see. Yeah, that's it. Talk amongst yourselves.
He's like,
That's great.
That's it, bro. That's it. That was me.
That's it. Sorry, it sounded like I was going to keep talking there.
Yeah. So
I
hey,
thought there was more.
Oh, well, there is. There's plenty more.
Hey, before we begin, I have a glass of Macallan 12-year-old proper whiskey in a proper vessel called a Glencairn. And for those that truly know how to optimize flavor, you must put like just a drop or two of water to dispel the oils and bring the flavor up to the surface. So what do I have here? Today I'm working on some Lafroig quarter cask, the everyday drinking man's whiskey, Glenfarclas. For later tonight, when my lady and I will get quite naughty, Ardbeg Ugadal, which is a special juice, and then some monkey shoulder. Whoops. Yeah. So Pepe's in a party mood. 2023 is right around the corner.
Cheers, Pepe.
We've got these beautiful, luscious tokens that we're making money on. Yeah. And the idea is to get stacks.
Stack
That's
it up,
what we
baby.
want.
Stack it up. So, guys, for any of you who aren't part of our amazing community, right? PulseDoge, right, launched April 20, right? I think it's done. So if you bought the low and sold the high, it's done a 14x, right? And during that time, Bitcoin has gone down 63%. So big achievement, guys. Congratulate yourselves on the back, you know. So should we go into what PulseDoge is, right? Should we go into that, Pepe? What
Sure.
PulseDoge is?
Sammy, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Let's do it. Let me get some. So PulseDoge, obviously released by HexInfo. It started off as a meme coin. It was supposed to be the most rarest of meme coins. Took out all the negative externalities of Dogecoin, right? So Pepe, do you want to talk about that? And we'll bring up a little slide here.
Yeah. So back in April, there was nothing but hatred upon launch. We had a free claim period, lasted 100 days. All of the Pulse Dogecoin was minted at that point, maximum inflation. Immediately after that, there were a couple of other tokens that were launched, and we were waiting for the launch of the staking mechanic. But Pulse Dogecoin is the world's best meme token. It's likable, easy to understand. It started out scarce with a total supply just under 6.1 million. It removed all of the negative externalities of Dogecoin. Dogecoin inflates 10,000 tokens a minute forever. And we came in with a hard cap of 6.1 million. And now it's down to 2.4 million. So it went from scarce to rare. And all of the tokens in our ecosystem are scarce. They're all deflating or hard capped, and they've gone through a deflation period. But Pulse Dogecoin, despite all the criticism and the dismissiveness by the maxis, the thing's up like almost 1,000%. So we're delighted that we've got a meme token that has just come in during the middle of a brutal, bloody bear market, and everyone's made money off this thing. So
yeah, so I'm gonna bring up the chart actually for this, the daily chart for Pulse Dogecoin since it started. Let's go. Let's have a look at this.
hold on, if we're talking about Pulse Dogecoin,
Yeah. Let's represent. Okay, so here we go. Look at this. So here we are. This is a daily chart. This is no shenanigans going on here. You see a launch price here at $1, right? $1. And we see a high up here at what did we touch? We touched 11.2 0.29 cents, which is a 14x. A 14x during a bear market.
You mean dollars, right? $11 and
Yeah, $11.19. So this is Liberty talking here. Yeah. So this is amazing stuff, right? And you see these peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs, peaks and troughs, because you could buy it, you can make a high, you can sell it, you can make a high. So even though you're making a 14x, for the people that had belief, there was a lot more money to be made there. Trust me.
Yeah, and these patterns, I mean, people, that understand them understand, the Elliott wave theory. And once something starts walking up like that, it's kind of on its path. And so, we see these patterns all the time. And so some people believe in these, sort of TA and stuff like that, and some don't. But at the end of the day, it is a scientific sort of approach, and it does tend to have accuracy. And I always say to people that, a chart is just an expression of people's emotion. It's an expression of their emotion and energy, because the energy is wrapped up in money, right? Money's energy because it's marking your time. And then emotion is how I feel about the thing. If I feel sentimental in a negative direction, I'm going to dump it. If I feel excited about it, I'm going to pump it. And this shows on charts. So it's just a graph, sort of like. I was also in the medical field for a while. I've done a lot of shit, but you put an EKG on somebody, and this is the polarizing of the heart. And we're watching it, go from, the heartbeat on the EKG. And so that's a measure of energy as well. And so we're watching energy here. And, these charts, when you get down to looking at them on a daily or larger aspect, these charts are going up and to the right, and they look very, very good. And in PulseDoge, I wasn't involved in that, but I'll tell you right now, I mean, this isn't going anywhere that I can tell. And it went up hard, and it's coming down, and it's we'll see what it does. But it looks like the past isn't an indicator of future results per se, but it is somewhat, and we'll see where it goes.
And I think at the time, right? I mean, I'm gonna bring a tweet up, right, just to show everyone how amazing this product is, right? So I think one of the most amazing things about this product was the distribution, right? One of the main problems with certain tokens we don't like to mention over here is the distribution. So we talk about unfair distribution, the way that someone that did well in a previous token gets rewarded with more coins than another previous token. So that brings in a lot of sell pressure. HexInfo had the genius idea to reward middle of the road stakeholders, right? People that were holding their coins. They weren't rich, they weren't poor, but they were people that were committed to holding their coins. So I think that's part of the achievement of why we've done so well with this price appreciation. And another key thing, which really was successful, looking back on the year, was when the voice. When I think I was a little bit late. I remember getting my PulseDoge, and I was foolish enough to dump those tokens. I thought, this is a meme token, blah blah blah. I dumped those tokens. More for me, right? I bought back in at about $3, right? And I heard a few streams with HexInfo, our main dev, and he was talking about all these tokenomics, all the stuff that people mentioned before. But this is the first time I saw it implemented. The idea of limited supply. It was just revolutionary. And so, yeah, not only that, I went and checked out, went on the Telegram, and there was a really vibrant voice chat. So it wasn't just a load of text on the screen. You could go into that room on Telegram, and thanks to Pepe started a voice chat. So it became a cultural home for all of us, a place where we could talk about our bear market blues and then look for opportunity. And I think that voice chat created a community where there was no real community elsewhere. It was very open. It was a bit Wild West. We were talking about different tokens. We were talking about all sorts of things. And I think that was the real kind of baby of where it all started, Pepe, do you want to talk about a bit more like that, those early days?
Yeah. So everyone that underestimated us forgot about the most important criteria for a successful crypto, and it is the actions of the community. Everybody's, it's just a meme token. Well, let me tell you something. Meme tokens in the hands of holders just pump like crazy. So we've done something that literally everyone said couldn't be done. But I'll tell you this, it also is combined with the code and the wisdom of HexInfo. This guy realized that the most searched for crypto in 2022 was Doge. we've got PulseDoge. The second most searched for is Ethereum, then it's Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then SHIB, and guess what comes in sixth? Litecoin, which is in our roadmap, Pulse Litecoin. So we have brand name recognition, an enlightened community of buyers, holders, onboarders, and therefore we cannot be beat. And our community has come together from all over the world. Right now, Pulse Dogecoin and ASIC and PulseBitcoin, we're in India, we're in Cambodia, we're in China, we're in Australia, we're all throughout Europe and especially the UK, we're in the United States, we're in South America, and we are connecting all these dots and there's no stopping us. It's so early that you're actually ahead of the dev because we haven't come out with certain things yet, but it's coming. So just hang in there. It's last point, and then I'll stop. When we first got into this ecosystem, there was no talk about Pulse Bitcoin or ASIC. We didn't know anything about it. We got into this for the immutable code, no admin keys, DeFi, a completed project, a great marketing look, and the community has taken it and run with it.
Yeah. So there you go. We had 6 months of this amazing coin, right? Which alleviated some of us from our poverty. It certainly did for me, you know. I got my free stake. I sold it. I told you I bought back in at $3. I rode that swear word up to $9, right? And then we had the chance to, then we had basically ASIC token announced, which was 6 months later after the initial launch of PulseDoge coin. So then we had a whole new aspect to think about, yield tokens, right? So we were given for every one PulseDoge you had, we were offered the opportunity to burn them and gain 5 ASIC tokens, which I did 100%. I started off with 80%, then I went 90, then I went 100. And I don't regret a second of it, to be honest with you, because I'm going to show a tweet actually before we go into explaining to our viewers what ASIC is and what PulseDoge is. I'm going to show a tweet here. This is quite powerful. So you see this, guys? So dolphins. So if you were a dolphin, a hex staker dolphin, you were allocated 900 PLSD free. Now, if you're a whale, you got a lot less. So if you're a middle of the road guy who's doing the right thing, staking your tokens, looking long term and holding, Hex Info was going for you. He doesn't want people that are pumping and dumping, people that jump from one coin to the other. He wants people with a long term outlook. So he rewarded a dolphin with 900 PLSD. Now, if you held through that and burnt them and got 5-to-1 ASIC, that's 900 times 5. And our peak, we were around $3.90, I believe, which is $17,000. So that's a whole Bitcoin you got for free. So, I mean, if that's not powerful enough, tell me what. They say free money doesn't exist, but it clearly does. Anyone want to comment on that? What more can you say?
I mean, I personally totally understand that. When I got my airdrop, I saw the free claim. I didn't really know too much. I was DCing into something else. And because I was DCing, I got that free airdrop. When it came down to it, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to sell this. You know, I feel like the whole point of, like, there's something that I don't know. You know, it's all about holding, you know, because I kind of see these secret messages, and I see that, you know, strong hands and those that are loyal will be rewarded. I kind of think something. So I was like, you know what? I'm never going to sell this. Oh my God, look, I've never gotten this much for free. And when it came down to it, I realized that, I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to DCA like I have been. And from there, all of a sudden, I hear about ASIC. And because I heard about ASIC, I got really curious. And I'm like, okay, what's this? Pulse Bitcoin, you know, white paper. And I joined the Telegram. And that's when I would join the voice chat and saw Pepe. And we were having this conversation. And I said, you know, I've been writing some articles. I haven't wrote one since March. you guys have any ideas of something? And he threw one out there and explained about how there's Bitcoin miners that are literally selling their machines and buying ASIC tokens to start mining Pulse Bitcoin. And it kind of really intrigued me. And I said, you know what? That's a great article. And it got my writing juices flowing again. So I wrote that first article and shared it throughout the community. And it just started my passion to help and spread the word. So I got to give it out to you, Pepe, for doing what you've been doing. It's great work. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to add is that, you know, Hex Info really saved. I keep seeing this over and over, several times, but Hex Info really saved Hex stakers that got in towards the top and on the way down. And I hear constantly my bag of PulseDoge, Pulse Bitcoin ASIC is bigger now than my Hex bag. And I don't want to get off on all that, but even I know for a fact, you know, and he's talked about it, that Gunther, you know, Wolverine has said that, you know, his Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem bag is past his Hex bag. And this is a man who's an OG Hexkin and has tons of Hex, you know. And so I just, you know, that's he saved a lot of people, he helped a lot of people, and you know, that doesn't have any implication on the Hex or Richard Hart or any of that. It's just that where people bought on the cycle is all I'm talking about. And so he really gave some people some hope that might have really been wrecked, right? And Sean also DCA'd in towards the middle or wherever it was. And so I just wanted to point that out, that this ecosystem has really saved or given some people hope, kept them maybe into crypto where they would have walked away. And this benevolence is really important. And we don't just see it here, but I'm talking about this in us. And I see this. And so I just real quick wanted to bounce on why I came here. And so many of you know that I bought Bitcoin because of a friend of mine in 2013 for $40 a coin. And I bought 43 or 46 of them, I can't remember. And the story goes on from there, and I actually held them. So until about 2018, maybe, I don't know, 19. Yeah, something, I don't know, somewhere in there. And so, I mean, it was a lot of money, and I was really fortunate. And so I had just bought, you know, Bitcoin at what I thought was the bottom at the end of November. And I had bought it for, I think, 15,800 maybe. I bought quite a bit right there, where I determined where it was probably a bottom. And one of the things that I've been fortunate at in my crypto journey is being really good at buying bottoms and really good at selling tops. And so, and getting into good projects, right? And I had just bought, you know, several Bitcoin, quite a bit of Bitcoin. And I saw a tweet by a guy that's in here that's "the future is cheap now," and first of all, the name is just, that's fascinating, right? And he was saying that this thing was a better Bitcoin, Pulse Bitcoin. And first thing I thought was, what a bunch of bullshit, you know? And so I pulled up the white paper and I started reading the white paper, and I immediately, after reading that, found out where to buy it, and I sold 2 Bitcoin, around $35,000, and I sold it immediately. 2 of the Bitcoin I had just bought a few days before for the 15,800 or whatever, and sold it, and immediately bought ASIC miners and some Pulse Bitcoin. Because I understood, you know, how Bitcoin works, and I actually was thinking, because my wife is a dev and I'm a dev as well, although she's much more astute in blockchain, and we had talked about, and I had thought about creating something, and a lot of people might not know this, but I had thought about creating something called Ethereum Bitcoin, so ETH Bitcoin, and for the same exact reasons, I had been talking about building something that you could use a Bitcoin, a type of Bitcoin, and be able to build smart contracts on it or beside of it with it. And lo and behold, this was here, and I saw it, and I got in it immediately. And so then I started looking at the community. Then I started seeing Sean immediately. He's a, you know, veteran Marine Corps guy. He's real knowledgeable. Pepe has been around a long time. I started seeing Wolverine. I don't know Ryan, but I know Ryan is now I know he's a
shout out to Ryan Lopez.
Yeah, and so Ryan Lopez I know was very active, and I found out the future is cheap now, and just beyond that, like Vin Lux in here, you've got a lot of guys who've been in crypto a long time.
Vin Lux, I know you just messaged me. I just sent you the DM if you want to jump in.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick.
Wolverine, if you're there as well, you've also got an invite.
Yeah, and so I saw these people that and we're new guys, we're into this thing early, right? And this is the first video ever, and wow, and you got these people, Pepe, with years of traditional finance, and you got these wealths of information and experience, and I'm telling you mine, but hey guys, I'm only one dude, man. There's 50 guys in here that got the experience I do, and maybe even more. And we're very lucky to have this diversified group. But what I'm saying is, you got a lot of people who've been through a lot of bull markets right here, and a lot of things in crypto and outside of crypto and finance. I've done a lot of real estate, made money in California on real estate, and you have very successful people in here that just show up. I'm just a guy. I didn't know anything. And so, what I wanted to last say is, I'm really big on this, man. These guys started the YouTube channel. Use your talents and abilities in this community because it's a free, open thing. If you're a dev, build things. If you're a talker, talk. If you're a reader, write something, or and use your talents and skills to do the things that you want to do. And I love that about this community, that it's community led. I was a nobody that walked in here, and here I am. And all of you are important. We're digital miners. We're PulseDoge holders. We're PulseBitcoin holders. And I love you all, man. And I'm honored to be part of this community. And I'll promise you, 3 bear markets, bull runs. I'm telling you right now, you're in a good place.
So real quick,
Thank you.
Let me make a point, and then I have to go. My in real life business is collapsing. It's like herding cats. But that brings up an interesting point. What is this whole ASIC Pulse Bitcoin mining? Let's put it into some context because it's important. It's just not another token that's being shilled by a bunch of guys that want you to buy their bag. What it is a profit vortex, which every month you're going to make more money than you did the month before. You just stick with it. You keep on putting your ASIC tokens into the mines for a 30-day interval, withdraw the ASIC and the amount of Pulse Bitcoin that you earned, which right now is 7.5% a month, which turns out to be 90% APY. And it's just beautiful. You then hoard your Pulse Bitcoin, re-inject the ASICs into the mine after you buy them a 60-ounce bandit cut porterhouse steak cooked perfectly, buy them a couple of pints or drams, and you put them right back into the mines. Here's why it's important. As an entrepreneur and business owner, I have a lease I have to pay. I have employees that cause me more problems than you would ever want to know. I have inspections by health inspectors and grease trap inspectors and fire marshals. I have insurances that I have to pay. It's nonstop. The government has me underneath their thumb. And then I've got this. And this is beautiful because there are no middlemen. It's me, my laptop, and our tokens. And I've got this. And this is beautiful because there are no middlemen. It's me, my laptop, and our tokens. And I've got this.
Hey, Sammy, you got to turn your speaker down.
Vin Luck, I think you've got your YouTube stream open. So if you want to mute your YouTube stream, we should be able to bring you in. But yeah, Pepe, back to should we just go back and just tell people what Pulse Bitcoin is and what ASIC token is?
All right. So ASIC token is a digital miner, a virtualized representation of ASIC hardware mining rigs. Only it's a smart contract. You can run this contract for 30 days from your laptop. So it has none of the negative externalities of choking poor Mother Nature out with gobbling down electricity, having a data center full of racks of these ASIC mining rigs. And it's just the elegance and simplicity of putting them into a smart contract for 30 days and withdrawing them and then getting your yield. We virtualized the entire Bitcoin methodology, except our halvening periods don't take 4 years or 210,000 blocks. They happen every 6 to 8 months. So if you know anything about crypto, look up the crypto market cycle theory, and you'll see that every time Bitcoin halves, then that ushers in the bull market. So we believe, rightly, in my opinion, that we will have these halvening events which usher in mini bull markets for our ecosystem. So Bitcoin is heretofore the best store of value that's been in crypto, and now we have a PulseBitcoin, which has 25 pages of improvements over the original, and it runs on Ethereum, and it's beautiful, and the entire community is hoarding it, and we're up a couple 100% as a result of that in 70 some odd days. So what do you have on your hands here? Why are we all excited about this? We're excited about it because yield tokens aren't a new thing, but disruptive innovation with yield tokens are. What do I mean by that? Well, the leading yield token that's out there pays their max rate if you go out a decade or a decade and a half. We pay our max rate early. In fact, it pays more upfront and less as time goes on, unless the founder comes out with other reward tokens, like has been mentioned, such as Pulse Litecoin. And so you can maintain your economic energy. And so if you're looking for a surefire, safe investment and business, this is it. You know, you've got situations to put your money in every step of the way: bonds, gold, value stocks, tech stocks. You can get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, 25,000 other altcoins. But we've got the disruptive innovation.
It's all here, baby.
Mining. And so far, we've been killing it. I'm not bragging, but I got to tell you, I'm up over 1,000% since I've gotten into.
No bragging.
Since I've gotten
I just want to say this point to introduce our second guest host, which is Vin Luck, who's formerly an institutional trade consultant, a sovereign advisor, a Navy vet, a husband to a smoking hot wife. This is what he told me. To 3 beautiful children, and a dedicated ASIC miner and a Pulse Bitcoin hodler. Vin Luck, how you doing, buddy? Oh, let's unmute him. That might help. There you go. The floor is yours, Vin Luck.
How you doing, guys?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Is there an echo at all? Because I was hearing an echo from Pepe. How you doing, guys?
There is an echo somewhere.
I was hearing an echo from Pepe.
Vin, I think you have to mute the YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you have it also on YouTube, you got to close that out, and that might take the delay.
I've done that so many times myself. I keep pointing the finger and it's me.
Close that out, and that might take the delay.
I'm going to leave you Vin Luck to sort that out. He's going to sort that out in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've covered.
I wanted to.
Yeah, go on. You go, Sean.
Yeah, go ahead. So what I was gonna say is, in the meantime, like I wanted to cover. Hey, Vin, are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good now. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey guys, nice to meet you guys.
You too, buddy.
Dude, first of all, Pepe, I hope you have a freaking blast on your little harbor cruise, because I know those things are a lot of fun, and you, being a Scotch connoisseur, are gonna have a great time tonight. So happy New Year, bro. Like, go do your thing, man. Don't worry about anything and just have a lot of fun, man. I mean, that's ultimately what this is about. Enjoy life, do your thing. I spent like my life in finance, right? And I found Bitcoin, I guess, in 2013 at first, and I studied economics for a long time, and I didn't believe it. Like, I said to myself, is something going on in the world that is creating a monetary system that is going to fight against the man? Is ultimately what I kind of said to myself, So I kind of I was trading options. I was like, I was making like a shit ton of money and a bunch of stuff. And like it didn't. I was having a hard time getting it, because I'm not like a software guy. I'm just like this economic macro trend kind of advisor dude, and I get a lot of different stuff, but like the technical stuff of software for me was a little tough at first, So I was I kind of missed it at first, and then I realized as I started doing a lot of international traveling, and I started getting a lot of these like contracts. I was going to Southeast Asia, and I was using Bitcoin as a means of way of just basically like using it as money. And hey Pepe, what's up, man?
There you are, Vin Luck.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, we're having a ball.
I was just saying, I hope you have a great time. I wasn't sure if you were here or not still. I hope you have a great time on your harbor cruise, man. Go enjoy your woman and the booze and the family and the friends and have just a blast, because this new year is going to usher in such a shift of an economic curve, such a shift of consciousness, such an amazing moment for us all. I just nice to see you, man.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Vin Luck. I got to tell you, at the beginning of 2022, all throughout, well, basically up to mid-May, the light was flickering, the candle was almost out. And then I came into this community, and it has literally been balls to the wall ever since. New product after new product. We've got this pseudo anonymous founder that is just a top tier dev, writes immutable code.
Cheers, Hex Info. Cheers, Hex Info.
Hex Info.
Nothing.
Really? Yeah, there's some.
There you go.
How about some Lafroig?
Hey, it's already 2023 for me, man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Again, big shout out to all the buyers, the holders, the miners.
Hey, listen, this is my dedication. I'm with you guys. My wife is over there sleeping in the bed.
Oh, you gotta be quiet, you'll be in trouble.
Hey, speaking about other people, this is the first time in my 2+ years being in crypto that every single onboard is in the green. In the green, in the middle of a brutal, bloody bear market. Do you know what it's like? Look, my life work right now can be summarized as I want to help breadcrumbers. I want them to achieve financial freedom. And this is the opportunity. So thank God. Thank you, Hex Info. You are a genius.
All things happen. All good things happen for a reason, and in the times that they happen. And one of the things that I saw, so first of all, Sammy, what's up? Sean, what's up? Nice to meet you guys, man. Sammy, bro, I thought you're not fat. I thought you were some like dude sitting on a couch all day or whatever, but you're just a fat Sammy name, like maybe you lost a bunch of weight, but you look fucking good. Props to you, bro, for that. And Sean, you and your wife, man, way to go on what you've done with the videos and stuff, right? That's you, right? With your wife?
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, right. Baby coming soon, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Behind every great man is a better woman, and Livy is that woman.
I agree.
That's something that you can laugh at, but
every single one of us on the stream, our girlfriends or our partners are investors, and that says something, right? That does say something.
Yeah, that's a real deal.
It says something.
Behind every great man is an awesome woman. And that's just the simple truth. Women at the beginning of time, at the beginning of humanity, it was women that ran society. It was women that directed society. Most people don't understand that or know that. But that's actually true. So, love your women. Love them to the best that you can. Understand them. Have patience with them. They're not perfect. Neither are we. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, like they're the fucking best. So, I'll just say this. I have like found and misfound a bunch of great crypto moments, right? I've made and lost like great fortunes in my life in different varieties and different reasons. And I made like, you know, we've all done well, we've all had our moments, but then like all of a sudden, and one of the things that I have done when I was actually an institutional trade consultant, when I was really like actually running contracts for very substantial people, very substantial contracts and dealing with banks in Europe, is the project side of it. And in the project side of it, what happens in the world, and I'll say what happens in the entire macro world, not crypto, just the actual world, is the world and the way that money works is they peg money to economic development, right? So there's like different screens in the banking system, and there's different levels of banking. And what happens is you have to literally just you have to like account for the money, you know? And a lot of times what you see is these projects try to disrupt each other, you know? And you see the advancement of projects and technology and this and that of whatever different technology it could be in, you know, whatever different industry. I've seen it all, you know? And then all of a sudden, now fast forward, and there's Bitcoin and Ethereum and Hex and whatever, and you know, I've made, you know, your shitcoin here and your whatever coin there, and I got involved in a mining company, and I can privately send you pictures like of me and mine in big mining rig warehouses that are expensive, like thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars of electricity and costs and labor and all this stuff. And okay, I was there, and it is what it is. Fast forward again, and all of a sudden, now it's like upgrading Web3 software, no more hardware.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But yet you don't have the overhead. You don't have the barrier to entry. It was the barrier to entry that got me, because the barrier to entry is really big, right? It's really, frankly, is gigantic for the average person. But now it seems like, and it's confirmed that through the ASIC token, the barrier to entry is as long as you have $50 or $100 or whatever it is, and you have the understanding and the wherewithal and the capacity to understand what MetaMask is and how to get your money onto crypto and that whole thing, is wow, you can participate in the most lucrative financial structure that is on the planet today as an average person.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that until ASIC.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Sean, do you want to play your video just for any rewind watchers, people fresh to the stream, they might be confused? If you've got that video, you can load up just to give us a brief overview of what this podcast is about.
Yeah, like the longer 3-minute video that goes into
that beautiful explanation you and the beautiful Liv did.
Ah, that one. Yeah, I do have
let's load that up. Just give everyone a quick refresh of what we're actually talking about here. Obviously, on screen you can see the PulseBitcoin price there. People try to it foolishly.
I have the video I made about the mining and all of that.
Let's go for it. Let's load that up. I'll stop sharing.
All right. Yeah, it'll definitely go over all the details. So let's go. Newest build. watts. Got these custom rigs being built at 240, 232 mega hash.
So 29 and change.
Got a lot more to go.
Yo.
See, as you can see, we're putting more together here. Here I am in 2018 setting up crypto mining facilities. I'm sure our clients make great profit if they held their coins. Fast forward a few years,
Bitcoin mining is simply not profitable to continue. Over time, the difficulty increases. It's a huge waste of resources. Energy costs increase. It requires massive overhead with upkeep, and it's harmful to our environment. A much needed innovation has emerged, and it's called PulseBitcoin. It's faster, has a limited supply of 21 million coins, has better price appreciation, and it's DeFi compatible with Ethereum. It's proof of stake ASIC token mining that anyone can do from their phone or computer. The user can simply stake their ASIC tokens with just a few clicks of a mouse at pulsebitcoin.app. Stake your ASIC tokens for 30 days to yield PulseBitcoin. Unstake to claim your PLSB. You can then restake your ASIC to start another 30-day cycle. You can buy PulseBitcoin and ASIC using DeFi at CowSwap or your favorite DEX. Why is PulseBitcoin a true DeFi asset? Fair launch. Absolutely no special supply allocation. Supply begins at 0 and only becomes available 30 days after launch, if participants start mining day 1. It's 100% transparent, open source smart contract. It has a code security audit completed by Certic. No unfair distribution. All PulseBitcoin must be mined fairly, defined by the smart contract. No sacrifice phase or ICO. No venture capital or special insider funding taken or received. No purchase tax, sell tax, reflection fees, referral program, or hidden penalties. It is not meant to be a financial security in any capacity. You must have no expectations of monetary gain or profit from this crypto project. If you do, it is by your own work and effort. PulseBitcoin has the fastest growing community as it leads the industry in adoption and support, teaching new users about security and providing the fundamentals for being a successful investor. PulseBitcoin will be the DeFi project of 2023. Follow host Sean on TikTok and Twitter for updates.
Yeah.
So at this point, I just want to go through for any Rewind viewers who are part of our community. It's really simple, right? So this is what you do to get involved with the project. So as you see from the banner below, you can buy Pulse. So you don't have to mine, right? If you want to get in early, like an early OG Bitcoiner, you can go to Uniswap and you can search for the contract address, which is just here. It's just here. Let me share the screen. 1 second, guys. Share the screen there. Okay. So you've got the contract address on Etherscan. You can type in pulsebitcoin.com and you've got it right here. So you can search that on Uniswap. Or if it's easier, as you can see in the banner below, you can go to PLSBUSDC.com, which Wolverine created for us, and that will take you directly to CowSwap. We recommend
USDCPLSB.com.
USDCPLSB.com. Check the banner below. And what you can do is you can buy PulseBitcoin directly. You can stick that in your cold wallet and you can just sit back and watch that grow because we got faster halving periods, right? The original PulseBitcoin would take every 4 years. I mean, Pepe's laughing. He's making so much money, he's laughing. But basically, PulseBitcoin, right? So the original Bitcoin, every 4 years, it would do a halving effect. You can see the chart, what happens with that, the charts. So we're having halving periods much sooner and faster, right? So you can go there and buy that. Now, if you want to be a real OG and you want to go a bit harder, you really want to make some money, then you buy the ASIC token, right? So you can buy the ASIC token at USDCASIC.com. That will take you to CowSwap. The reason we recommend that is because it protects you from MEV bot protection. So that stops you getting front running by bots. Whenever you buy, if you're making a big purchase, more than $5,000, we recommend that you, if you're making a $20,000 purchase into ASIC token, break it down into $4,000. Go to CowSwap, buy gradually. Don't get eaten up by these degen bots. So what I'll do is I'll do a quick walkthrough. So you want to go to CowSwap. If you use that link there, and you can buy it using your USDC. You can also use Ethereum, but if you're doing larger purchases, we recommend USDC because you get less slippage.
But Sammy, if you go to CalSwap straight up, you're not going to get that.
No. So that's why we
contract
recommend
address.
that's why we recommend the link at the banner below.
Right. Take the link, or if you're already on like the deck screener and you're looking at it on deck screener, you can pull the contract address, which is the middle one when you look.
So this is it here.
From there.
There's the contract. So just make sure you can tell it's real.
Make sure you get the contract address correct.
Yeah, make sure you get that correct. You can always double check it in our Telegram group, which is linked in the description. You can type in ! contract. It will show you the official contract addresses. So yeah, so buy some of that if you're that way inclined. This is not financial advice. We're just volunteers, people that are talking about our own investments. We have no affiliation with Hex Info, the developer. We are all just passionate investors.
That's correct.
So basically, you want to go on there, hypothetically, on CalSwap, you exchange your USDC for some ASIC, and then you type in PulseBitcoin.app, right? And the link's there in the description. We recommend saving that link into your favorites. You don't want to mistype one letter and get it wrong, because there's so many people out there, so many scumbags out there trying to steal your money. So you take your ASIC tokens, you put in max or however many you want to get, and it will present you with a mining reward of 7.5% there, right? Essentially, you're staking that for 30 days. And then you get so if you put 1,000 ASIC tokens in, you're going to get 75 Pulse Bitcoin at the end of that 30 days. And then you're going to have a small mining fee of 0.25%, which is beneficial to you because that makes ASIC deflationary. There's only a limited supply of ASIC, and there's only a limited supply of Pulse Bitcoin. These are the fundamentals which make things so. Well, let's look at the charts, shall we? Let's get those charts up again. This is the ASIC chart. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Do we need to say any more, guys? Do we need to say?
Really. Not really, man.
Hey, so I wanted to update the listeners on what's been going on with our community. We only have a community-led marketing effort. And this past few weeks, we awarded 10,000 Pulse Bitcoin to a content creator. 10,000. That was about a $20,000 reward. And you should have seen the artwork. You should have seen the videos they came up with. There's nothing like it. It is superlative. Now, we've targeted India as our next country. And this contest lasts 90 days. It's going to be another 10,000 Pulse Bitcoin reward. It'll be 3 prizes, 5,000 tokens for first place, 3,000 for second, and 2 for third. But the bottom line is we will continue doing this. We have one benevolent community holder that is opening up his own wallet and providing these rewards. And let me tell you something. It is special. All of India is loving Pulse Bitcoin right now. And what's on the list next? Well, we're going to start putting these little pins on the globe, and we'll be connecting all those pins. And we are right now globally gaining adoption. And it's happening slowly because we're only about 75 days new, but it will then occur suddenly. And we are so early in this. I urge you to take a look at the sea of red that everyone else is in, and we're in a sea of green, or as my lady likes to call it, verde. And we are going to blow up. It will be global adoption. We can't be stopped. And we invite you, if you're curious, go to pulsebitcoin.com, read the white paper, come into our voice chat, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, and on that point, right, so what we got here on the chart, we have the PLS. This is the Bitcoin chart. This is the daily Bitcoin chart. And you can see here in this first line, this is where PulseDoge was first launched. So from the moment that PulseDoge was launched on 20th of April to where we are now, there's been a 63% decrease in Bitcoin in the general market, which is bear market stuff, right? So if you compare, we've had a 14x in PulseDoge during this period where the rest of the market was down 63%. Next point we get, ASIC launch here. We've had ASIC, we've had a 474% gain while the market's going down. And now we've had our PLSB launch. Only recent, this is new, guys, this is new. And these tokens that you're dumping, more for you. I would start stacking them up. Everyone's acting like a dump token, but honestly, you're a fool for dumping this token. What we say is get a good position in ASIC, start mining. The PulseBitcoin reward you get, you stack it up. You stack it up because you're thinking it's free and available right now, but we're in a holding pattern for PulseBitcoin because the fools in this market are thinking, oh, it's cheap, it's free, I can dump it, I can trade it. But look at this, we're in a ascending triangle. We've touched our bottom. We've already done a 155% markup on this. We are ready to explode on these assets.
There's a major bull flag there.
Bull flag. Well, not quite a bull flag, but
some of the traders think that a store of value token, as superb as PulseBitcoin is meant to be traded. Let me tell you something. The key to financial freedom is to buy and hold. We have 3 years of bull run staring us in the face. Yes. The optimization formula here couldn't be simpler. Get your hands on as many ASIC tokens as you can. Inject them into the mines. Every 30 days, withdraw them along with the amount of PulseBitcoin that you've earned. Hoard your PulseBitcoin and then re-inject your ASICs. It's just that simple. It takes 3 to 5 minutes a month in order to optimize that.
Yeah, and one of the things you talk about too is you got to be at the right time and the right thing. So all these things kind of have to align. So there's sort of this checklist of things that are winners and successful. And part of that is obviously timing and the right thing, because a lot of people buy things that are the wrong thing or at the wrong time. And so I think it's important that people understand too why I like this community, because like Vin has a lot of experience. There's a lot of people, and I keep saying it, but that experience really matters because we've made the mistakes and we have screwed some things up and seen the winners and losers. And so I think that experience is invalid or is invaluable.
So let me address that. Thank you, dude, bro. Liberty, man, like you're awesome, man. Like, I think you come with just some like some esoteric, somehow some knowledge and some understanding of the world from like a past life or something. I was like in the market, so I was a public. I had my 7. I got my 7 in '96, and I was basically I built my public book on Dell computer, right? And I remember when the internet was all of a sudden the thing. Like Pepe, like you probably like listen. You're the oldest dude here, so I'm going to call you out. You remember like more than anybody, more than definitely Sean and Sam, of when in the mid '90s when we were going out. I look young, but I'm 50. Right? So, but I remember in the mid '90s when we went from like paper to email, and we got our first cell phone, and we had these moments when it was the internet was changing business. What happened in the 90s? What happened?
Internet.
The business cycle went from a 4-year business cycle to an 8-year business cycle. The bull market in the 90s was astronomical. The economic curve didn't just bend. It didn't go like this. It shifted. It structurally shifted. The structure of your home that was being built wasn't like this anymore. It was like this now. And that's all you can build. It was not a home like this, but a home like this. And that's what happened. When businesses went from like the old way of doing things to the internet. Now what's happening is blockchain and crypto is here and the adoption cycle. The same thing is now about to happen. And I say that analogy because before 94, 95, and 96, when that happened, there was a earlier internet run that not many people understand or know about, because you couldn't just go google.com and you couldn't type things in the way that we could before, but there was a very interesting little move in Microsoft and IBM and a lot of the tech companies and all of those guys that eventually, pulled back. We had a recession, and then the internet came, all of a sudden is here. Now crypto is here, and now there's a disruption of things that happen. And what's happening now, right now, is a disruption in the mining of crypto. There's a disruption from centralized to decentralized. And here's the thing. It's all happening at the same time, which is interesting, because you would think maybe it'll happen one at a time, but it's not. It's kind of all happening at the same time. And what's going on is something that I've been saying that's going to happen is you're getting this like regulation FUD, and you're getting this like this legality FUD that's going on with FTX and all these other things. And you're getting a lot of structural FUD that's happening. And what ultimately that's doing, it's pushing into our ecosystem. It's naturally doing that, because that's where it's like water in a river. Yeah. When there's rocks in a river, the water will flow around the rocks. And that's what happens when you have economic and structural changes where the people are affected, and they will guide. Listen, I'm not a fan of WEF. I'm not a fan of a lot of the craziness that's going on here, but the people are stronger, and the people are guiding, whether you believe it or not, they are. And what we're seeing is a massive disruption in the way that crypto is being adopted into DeFi, into literally being your own bank.
And on that point, Sean,
being your own bank is literally coming out.
Sean had some things he wanted to say about that. Sean, do you want to bring up some points here of why we are different? Of why?
Yeah, that's incredibly important.
Well, but wait a minute. Let's talk about different. Yes, we are different in certain key areas, but the only time we want to be different is when it's necessary to be different, to be better. We pay our massive yield up front instead of waiting a decade.
That's true.
And so what we have here is strong leadership. If you want to know what the secret sauce of this ecosystem is, it's strong leadership. And I've been investing for 5 decades. And I can tell you, in the 80s, if you didn't invest in GE with Jack Welch, you were a moron. And then in the 90s, it was Steve Case, AOL, to take advantage of the internet.
Dell Computer, man. I mean, it was Microsoft and Dell Computer.
In the aughts, it was Steve Jobs. And then in the 10s, I was still in with Apple, but I migrated in 2017 to Tesla. And they have their ups and downs, but strong leadership, man. No one's stronger than Elon. So I came into crypto. I was looking for strong leadership, invested in Bitcoin. Where's Satoshi? We don't even have Satoshi's ghost. So there's no Satoshi. So I migrated to Charles Hoskinson.
Oh, there is.
And Charles and I had a disagreement. He thought that we should be in love with the tech. I thought I should be in love with yield and ROI. And so I moved on to another token, a yield token, because I believe in ROI and yield. And now I ended up here. And I can tell you, our secret sauce is the community. We are led by whales that haven't sold. They're not planning on selling. You know what they're planning on doing? They're planning on becoming billionaires. They're already millionaires. Yeah. That's the old thing. The new thing is, can we come together as an enlightened community, buy, hold, mine, until we hit that huge number of X's?
Yeah, and
I agree.
On that point, let's go through some of the achievements we've had. With PulseDoge alone, we went to 16K wallets, 16,000 wallets. right? Think about that for a second. That's a 14x with 16,000 wallets. We've had hundreds of videos, thousands of memes, and I think we'll do another show just showing some of the content. And we've had a 10,000 Pulse Bitcoin giveaway, right? Which has been amazing. We've seen our Telegram group, and the Telegram group is in. If you guys are interested in the repeat, if you want to know a bit more, I know it's been a bit haphazard. This is as much a celebration about our achievements. But if you want to get to grips with what's going on, jump in the Discord. The links in the
Telegram.
We're up to
Who's
12,
giving away 20 grand?
12.
Who's giving away 20 grand? Has anyone given away 20 grand? Any
In
other
the bear market?
Wolverine gave away $20,000 worth of Pulse.
No, but obviously.
And now we've got a new competition, right? We're targeting India, which is fantastic. So any of you content producers out there, even if you're not from India, make a video, translate it to Hindi, whatever it might be. Let's get out there, because I really respect Wolverine for going to the India market.
Yeah.
It's all very well us doing what we do in the US and the developed states, but the mission very early on for PulseDoge was to make a difference in people's lives, was to really kind of raise people up. This be from the ground
Bring
up.
people out of the class that they're in.
Bring people out of
the
poverty.
level
Bring
of
people out of
society
trouble.
that they're in. Yes.
Exactly. So if you're from India and you can put $100 or $20, whatever it might be, into an ASIC miner, you are securing your wealth for your family generational wealth for the future. So let's just pop up that competition again. I'm going to put this thing up, and I hope we'll get Wolverine on to talk about this in the future. But it's there's the India competition. So the objective is to onboard India with Pulse Bitcoin. And what a lot of people don't know about India is, I haven't got the stats in front of me, but more than any other country in the world, they have the highest amount of users that use cryptocurrency on a daily basis. It's something crazy, like 60%. It's over 100 million people. I think it's 600 million people alone in India, which use cryptocurrency transactions on a monthly basis. That's stunning, guys. That's stunning. And Wolverine's only giving this away to people that are in India. So if anyone has got any Indian friend wants to talk, we're happy to help out with that. And good things are coming with this. Good things are coming because we want mass adoption. We're not looking to onboard whales. We're looking to replace Bitcoin. It's a big task, but we know our tokenomics are better. We know mining through proof of work is old school. We're evolving, and we are the front runner to become the better Bitcoin.
That's a great.
We don't have to do much to actually do that.
But
let me tell you something about this.
There's not enough for everyone to buy one. No, there'll never be. Just like regular Bitcoin, right?
All we have to do is stick around.
What happens? What happens
with the technology is?
What happens with maximalists and the tribal nature of crypto is the same thing that happens throughout history. If you go back to the early days of the automobile, everyone thought, oh, the horse and carriage is never going to be displaced. It took exactly 13 years. And I don't know who that last buggy whip manufacturer was, but I'm certain that they made the greatest buggy whip in history. But all of a sudden, it didn't matter. 13 years later, no one had a use for it. Then let's fast forward to something everyone knows. When email hit, all of a sudden, the postal service was basically out of business. I mean, everyone started sending emails. Let's take Blockbuster. You used to hop in a car to go rent a movie. Oftentimes it was out of stock and you had to get some other selection. Now Netflix came along, disruptively innovated them literally out of business. I think there's one Blockbuster left in Seattle, Washington.
Even one, really?
Yeah, there's one, the original. All right. And it was a franchise. He's still in business. But the same thing's happening to yield tokens. You're going to hear screaming, yelling. You're going to hear lies. They're a scam. They're this, they're that, they're the other thing. But those are the cries of the losers. The winners are the community that are making money hand over fist because the better deal is instantly recognized by everyone. And you can't deny it.
Okay, wait.
Brilliant.
Let me say this to you. not by everyone. And I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna say it. First of all, Wolverine just texted. He's indisposed. He's probably hanging with some hot, beautiful woman and just can't get on. And it's good. We got you.
Wolverine.
Yeah, totally. But wait. So recently, yesterday, Wolverine and me were in a Twitter battle with this Australian guy, Satoshi Nakastaka, whatever his fucking handle is. And this dude's got rigs in his garage, and he just is full on maxi. And it doesn't matter if you don't bend the knee; it is what it is, right? And at the end of the day, he said everything they said in 2010 and 2011. Calling us a scam, didn't read anything.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw that.
Did you see that? Right? It was literally. I felt. You guys know I've been saying this thing like you're a time traveler, right? Hey, if you could be back in 2010 and buy Bitcoin again, would you? Well, guess what? You can, right?
Exactly, man.
Thing, right? Well, he literally just did it, and then what does he do? He sends a picture of what is it called? I don't even know what it's called anymore. Of
ASIC.
a auto.
Oh, no.
Of the auto when it comes out, the photo.
Polaroid.
You're the Polaroid.
Yeah.
The Polaroid that comes out. We take a picture and it comes out. And I said, dude, you just proved my point with the archaic dinosaur technology.
Yeah, people are crazy, dude. People are crazy.
He was just trying to like memorize the moment, he said. And I was like, but you like subconsciously just showed everybody that your old archaic technology from 2010, God bless it. It got us all here. It landed what crypto is. It's wonderful. I love you. Okay, wonderful. Blah, blah, blah. But there's upgrades and there's things that get better, just like A-Track. Who has a CD?
Yeah, exactly. I want to say something on this point right here.
Who's put a CD in recently? Anybody?
Yeah, right. But I want to say something on this because this is really what got me into the thing. And I remember when I was in Bitcoin, my own mother was like, "What the hell are you doing with that shit? Like, it's where is that thing?" And so many people said, for $40, like what I've spent like $2,500, and they were like, and this was in 2013. They were like, that's a lot of money. What the hell are you doing? Where do you put that thing? What does it do? What does it do? And just you can't explain something to some people. And I wanted to hit on this point because Vin, I mean, brilliant guy. You've done so much shit. I mean, all you guys have, man. And it's like, I'm honored to be a part of this community, man. I mean, I'm just a guy who did a lot of psilocybin, you know what I'm saying? but like, wow. I think back about what he's saying and it's nice. I really love the way Vin articulates things because it brings you there. And it brings you back to that time. And I remember the CD when it came out. I remember, my first computer. I remember that cow-looking box, and we've been through some things and seen some things. And I remember Bitcoin specifically, and what people were telling me, how stupid I was, how fucking stupid I was, and they knew I was a smart guy, I mean, I had degrees, I've done a lot of shit, and they were still telling me I was stupid. And it's just like, I wanted to explain just real fast how this is different, the ASIC miner.
Innovation.
Yes, and the innovation of it because like the other one, the proof of work is, what's that?
I say people are slow to adopt. People don't want to be the first one to lead the crowd.
Right, and I mean, you think about what Vin was saying. Who was the first guy that used the first parachute? Who's the first guy in that first helicopter? They fall out of the sky. Things happen, and so you were here, and in the volatility and the risk is where we're going to be paid. But I'm going back to that experience piece, and you got a lot of older and experienced, and even younger experienced people involved in this. And these people have succeeded. So that experience is what we're going by, our gut, our guidance system, our knowledge and experience. And we've seen this before. We've been here before. You've been suckered, not to be suckered, right? That's experience. But the innovation of this, I know that somebody, should be nameless, has said that there was a Bitcoin on Ethereum. And that's true. They did something else, but no one has ever, ever created this synthetic token that mines, and that it mines something different than what it is. Okay, so there's when you mine something with the same token or whatever, you're creating this inflation. That's what you're doing. And so you're this is a dangerous, slippery slope. That's why I don't like this staking shit, because it's just trying to rush something, and this is what we see in society, this rushing to have this success, when some of this old school ideology is, hey, it's perseverance, it's time, it's work, and that's what gives it value. And so we got this idea.
Just had a question come in on that point, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I'm going to put it up on screen. This is from Let's See What Happens. Welcome to the chat. I'm going to put the question up. I'll read it out loud for everyone. So the real Bitcoin uses ASICs to solve equations that secure the network. So he's talking about proof of work. This Bitcoin uses ASICs to wait 30 days. So we're talking about software.
Yes, I want to answer this.
How does that work for securing the network?
Yes, and so this is what I'm trying to explain real quick. And so just give me, I know it's a longer answer, but if you'll listen for 3 minutes, I'll give it to you. And Pepe asked this too, so I think, but ultimately proof of work was a complicated math problem, right? And then it has havings, and the complication of the problem gets more. The difference is that this token is mining time. And so it's about time, and I made a post about this, or a tweet, and it's monetizing time. And so if you think about it, and I guess this is kind of the ideology of staking, but it's monetizing time, and it's nice that, and it's easier to understand in some ways, because we understand electricity cost, value of this type of thing, these equipments, but we're mining time. And at the end of the day, you're putting it in there, and it's time that's being paid. And we just think of that and say, oh yeah, just kind of brush that off. And this is what they did with Bitcoin. But no, what is time? Ultimately, time, money is what? Money is a mark of the qualitative and quantitative piece of time that it took to do that, or the skill set that you had. And so money is actually a denomination and a marker of time. And so time is the most valuable thing we have. Without time in this life, in this matrix, in this dimension, you'd have nothing. Time is the most invaluable thing we have. And as you get older, you start to understand this, because you have less time. And so the thing that's going on is that rather than having this complicated math problems, we're saying that we're going to hold this thing, and this other thing is going to come out that represents the time that it took to do this. And so I hope people can kind of understand that, and that answers the question. But time is what we're mining, and it's in a different token, so that it's not inflationary. And the value people put on time is the value that they put on that token. And there's a lot of fucking smart people there that put value on time. And so mining or yield is cool, and all the things that people do with their staking. And I look forward to it. That's one of the techs too that I loved about this, is that we can build stuff on it. But at the end of the day, the token itself is worth something because of time. And now, how much does each individual value time? And we'll find out.
And on that point, we want to wrap up soon, guys. It's not a long stream. Obviously, we're going to be trying to put out a stream next week. Sean, do you want to play that other video I just sent you in the private chat? We got another submission of some of the great content that we've had.
I got about 60. I got a minute or two before it uploads. So what I was actually going to do is quickly just go over a recap of what this year's been like for us all in crypto, and why I'm extra bullish on our projects and DeFi projects in general. Is there was 3 Hours Capital, that was a hedge fund that was crypto centric, that failed. Voyager failed, and that was like a lending protocol, and they failed because they loaned $650 million to 3 Arrows Capital. Axie Infinity had a hack. They were centralized. Obviously, Terra Luna had a DPEG, and that was a huge loss. Another thing was Celsius, that promised yield for centralized staking. FTX, we all know, $3 billion lost to users because they didn't own their keys. There's another thing called Vald that had another I think $189 million loss. And then obviously BlockFi went Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, these are all examples of crypto banking. You know, it's not crypto, and it's not owning your keys. So, yeah, I think that, you know, people need to realize that. And as it comes to the bull market, there's going to be a lot more participants in DeFi than there's going to be leverage trading and all these people that are trying to get yield on centralized crypto, which makes me even more bullish on immutable code DeFi projects that are true crypto, like PulseBitcoin, ASIC, PulseDoge. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to wrap up on in regards to that.
Before we go to that video.
That's the main
So it's really, really important for everyone to understand that's listening here today that over the last, basically the last year, we've gone through something that's systemically very important to society. Okay? We've gone through something that's incredibly fundamentally important to making sure that crypto and blockchain succeeds and thrives in the future. This dismantling and destruction that we have felt, that maybe you have felt, I haven't, because I have absolutely known that being my own bank was the number one important thing to do back in actually 2016, when I really understood what crypto was. Everything that we're seeing now, that we felt this year, and that we're feeling now, and that we might feel in the coming new year, is absolutely essential to the growth of crypto. Please understand what I'm saying when I say that. What that means ultimately is that FUD, that getting fucked up all beyond recognition and doubt, right? That literally just everything that you might think of, oh, it's all going away. They're going to KYC us. They're going to do everything to make it go away. They're going to give you every reason to not go into crypto, and they're going to take your coins. They're going to want to take your coins. They're going to do all of this stuff. I promise you, the WEF and the elites of the world and the governments have absolutely sustained and stated and committed to a blockchain world by the year 2025. That means global adoption super cycle. That means what we saw in the 90s for internet is coming to your home theater anytime soon. So everything that you see here that is negative, I promise you it's positive.
Yeah, I think he's right 100%, and I think we're at the best time so far in crypto history.
Generational
really
wealth
believe that.
right here, right now.
All those in all those other cycles and all that other stuff, I'm telling you, because of the FUD, because of what this man's talking about. Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He's been around. He's done this shit. And I'm telling you, I believe that this is better than the first cycle, second cycle. This is the best time to get into crypto right here, right now.
Yeah,
we're at the beginning of the hockey stick of a super cycle, guys. We're at the beginning of a hockey stick of an adoption cycle of the world into blockchain, into crypto, just like, which I was personally involved in the internet in the 90s. And I'm telling you, this is one of those moments. There's really only 2 or 3 moments in your life that you'll have that'll change your life, change your kid's life, and change your grandkid's life, right? You get an opportunity, you get into some business, or you're selling whatever you're selling, and you're doing whatever you're doing, and you don't really get too many of those options, those opportunities. And this is one of those.
Somebody mentioned hockey. I can't let that.
I said hockey stick. It's a hockey stick moment.
So let's go to hockey for just a moment to find out what I mean when I say we're early. Wayne Gretzky, literally every year that dude was in the NHL, he led the league in scoring. And he was interviewed one time, and they asked him, they said, Wayne, you're 185 pounds, an average speed skater, great eye-hand coordination. Just how do you always seem to be in the right place at the right time? And he says, well, I don't chase after the puck. I go to where the puck is going to be. The The puck is not here yet. It is on its way. The pump chasers will chase these green candles, these Hulk green candles that we have.
The open space.
Make no mistake, you're early. You're so early, you're ahead of the dev. The dev hasn't even finished building this ecosystem out. We're 70 days in. Get here before the herd gets here, or get trampled.
Yeah. And, you know, with that, it's been a great stream. I really appreciate Pepe, Vinluck, Liberty, Sammy, all you guys coming out and us talking. I want to ring in the new year. This is a great way. And, you know, with
Absolutely.
that, I want to play one video. I don't know if you guys want to just wrap it up right after that. Sammy, I know you said you had to go. So
I've got people to meet. And so,
Sammy,
yeah.
We'll be here next week, guys.
He's got a New Year's party
next
to hit.
Saturday. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Next
Wolverine,
Saturday, 12
Wolverine,
p.m.
we know you're there. We'd like to see you next week, or anyone else who wants to make an appearance. This is your community.
Wolverine leads by example. The man works his ass off.
He does.
The least we can do is have his back.
We love you, Wolverine.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
Wolverine. Thank you.
And thank you too for doing this and stuff for our community, because us three are just guys that are, you know, in here, and you guys have done this and put the face to it. This is the first stream ever, and I'm honored and to be able to be on it. And thank you, Fat Sammy and Sean, for doing this for this community. And I can't wait to watch this thing evolve. And one thing, last thing I want to say is, let's all support everyone who is doing things, because that's what matters. So this Facebook group, if you do Facebook, get on the Facebook. Vin, I think Vin, you got the clothing stuff, right? The merch.
Yeah,
support the merch, and you talk about that for 1 second.
Store, baby, just go buy whatever gear you want. It's all there.
That's great.
New, just text me, DM me. I'll make whatever you want. It's all there.
So he's got the merch and stuff, and we got a lot of things going on here, man. And this is a community-led thing. And if you got talents, do your thing, man. And it's really cool to watch this happen. And I'm honored to be on the first ever Pulse Bitcoin stream with thousands more to come. Thank you, guys.
Up and to
Thank
the
you,
right,
guys.
boy. Up and to
Which
the
way
right.
to the beach,
All
baby?
right. Awesome. All right, guys, here we go. Have a good one.
Things have been getting
less money at their disposal.
The
Latest on
inflation's
up.
Life is hard, with rising inflation and a soaring cost of living. Bitcoin was a way to escape this, but now Bitcoin is dying. When Bitcoin started, you could use a laptop to mine it with just a few clicks. Now, Bitcoin has been hijacked by big money, making it impossible for the average user to make life-changing wealth. It's slow, it's outdated, and expensive. The world needs a better Bitcoin. The future is here, and the future is Pulse Bitcoin. Faster, more secure, non-polluting, and DeFi compatible. Old Bitcoin mining requires expensive mining rigs and costly energy bills, making it almost pointless. With Pulse Bitcoin, you can software mine by staking your ASIC tokens, utilizing proof-of-stake technology on the Ethereum network. It's so easy to participate. Simply buy the ASIC token on Uniswap, then go to pulsebitcoin.app and set them to mine for 30 days. You'll earn 7.5% of the token amount in Pulse Bitcoin every 30 days. Don't want to mine? Easy. Simply buy Pulse Bitcoin on the open market and hold it as a powerful store of value. You are so early. This ecosystem is packed with tokenomics designed to drive the price up. Pay your future self by participating in the most aggressive, price-appreciating ecosystem in existence. A decentralized, peer-to-peer Bitcoin, the way crypto was always meant to be. Go to pulsebitcoin.com. It's time for a better Bitcoin. It's time to make life-changing wealth.